Why is it so hard to decide on which RoboVacuum to buy, especially when I have money to spend and brands like Roborock are offering 10 to 15 different models a year? But let me introduce you to the Roborock QV35A, the new model in their Q series, which is going to be Roborock's budget to mid-range lineup. And the Roborock QV35A is really a symbol for how advanced RoboVacuums have gotten over the years. Because you don't have to spend a lot of money in order to get things like reactive tech. It's not coming with AI navigation, but it's coming with reactive tech obstacle avoidance. It's also coming with the same LiDAR you are getting inside of the $2,000 RoboVacuums, and it's going to be coming with a lot of the similar features and build quality you would expect. 35A does not come with a front-facing camera. However, I do not feel like that's a real limitation, because even for core performance, it's not like the Roborock S8 is really beating it. This is one of the best performing value vacuums we have found, because it just merges all of the learnings that Roborock has in terms of what's actually necessary, what people care about, and they put it into a value unit. And taking a close look at the underbody of your Roborock QV35A, you can see exactly what changes were made. So Roborock has made a move away from their Viberize and into the dual liftable spinning mob era. And that means you're going to be able to get these washed inside of the clean station, making them more efficient, but this version will not come with the extendable mop pads. So that means some versions from Roborock, these will be able to extend out, but on your 35A, it will not. Other trade-offs you're going to make, the wheels are not going to be as large as what you get on the premium lineup, but these wheels are still going to be very powerful, and the lift as well as the thrust they give you allow it to go over thresholds even over half an inch. And now let's take a look at the roller. So this is going to be the roller that we are all well aware and have a lot of experience with. The Roborock, the 35A will come with a silicone brush roll here that's going to go inside of its chamber. And this is pretty standard. There's nothing too fancy here. This brush roll is going to be good for carpet as well as for wet floors because there's no bristles. But it's not going to have that deep carpet penetration you would get or the anti-tangle you would get on the higher trims. However, remember, a lot of us won't even need that, especially if we don't have pets, because if you don't have pets or you don't have lots of long hair, why do you care how well the anti-tangling is on the brush roll? And this is Roborock's re-engineered arc-shaped anti-tangle side brush, and it's meant so that it's not going to get tangled on cords, because as the cord wraps around, it's going to be able to release and not get tangled versus one that's just going to be three-sided. The overall finishes of your Roborock and the manufacturing are still very neat and nice. So you're getting a thick bumper here. This is going to be that structured LiDAR. So that's using structured light, and it's in combination with their reactive tech obstacle avoidance so that it can detect and navigate around obstacles. So what you'll find is that even if you have cords, as long as the cords are not too spread out, it will be able to navigate around it even though it doesn't have a front-facing camera, which was very impressive considering that, again, this is the value model from Roborock. There's no front-facing camera here. There's not all the high-tech stuff, not the mechanical arms you're getting on the Saros Z70. And the reactive tech here works with their Precise Sense LiDAR navigation. So LiDAR is just going to be able to shoot out a lot of different lasers in the room it's in, and then those lasers are going to bounce back to it, and then it's going to understand how far things are and how tall things are. So this allows you to do multi-floor mapping. It allows you to create 3D map displays. 35A's reactive tech is not going to be as powerful as what you get with the Reactive 3D on the S8 Max Ultra or the Reactive AI 2.0 on the S8 Max V Ultra. And that's because it needs to save money. Because the Roborock, the S8 Max V Ultra, is going to be substantially more expensive, and it comes with a lot more hardware here. So it would come with the front-facing camera, it would come with additional sensors, and it would come with AI chip inside that's going to be helping it make decisions on what's in front of it. None of that is included inside of the 35A. But at the same time, a lot of us, do we really need it? The Reactive Tech AI will also mark if there's an obstacle on the floor. It can't see it, but it's going to mark it. So you will notice that on your map, you will have these kind of traffic cones, and that's where it met an obstacle. So now that you know most of the key features, let's just deep dive into the actual test. So this is going to be on chocolate protein shake, and at 8x speed, you can see how the QV35A navigates this stain. It's going to go back and forth and repeatedly clean it with its spin pads that are going to be rotating at 200 RPM. And most of the RoboVacuums we test on do suffer from not being able to remove the dirty water. So here you're going to be picking up or sloshing around that dirty water, or in this case, the chocolate protein shake, on your spin pads. And then you need to clean them. You need this unit to go back to its station and clean those mop pads, and then bring fresh mop pads out again so that it can re-clean that area and make sure there's no chocolate milk left. We're going to do the same tests on maple syrup. But let's talk about the good here, because with the maple syrup, you can see how easily it picks up everything, and that's because your QV35A has its own onboard electric water tank. And that water tank allows it to supply clean water as it mops, and then it's going to be able to really clean up these smaller, more concentrated stains better. And remember, most RoboVacuums are not going to be very effective at cleaning huge stains. So if you spill cereal on the floor, or you spill SpaghettiOs, or you spill a cup of milk, these machines are not engineered to suck that up. They're really engineered to be now better than a Swiffer WetJet. Roborock likes to do a scrubbing motion, which means it's going to make kind of like a curve in, and that allows it to get closer, but it also is similar to what you see on the iRobot 505, and that's so its spin mop pads are going to go and scrub better than if they're just going up and down. Now this is 35A does not come with dirt detection, so that means if there's a large stain on the floor, it's not going to sense it, not to the degree that it's going to want to go back and repeatedly clean it because of its AI tech. Here, it's going to be able to sense it, it's going to clean it, but it won't be able to go back and repeatedly clean it because it doesn't have the brain power. A pro tip is, if you have a large mess, make sure to set the cleaning count at 2 and set the suction power at max. Now, your unit can do that if you put it in the AI mode, but I like to make sure it's on the most meticulous setting, which is going to be on standard, cleaning count 2, and suction power max. And here is the optical test, and this is where it's most evident that Roborock has really been fine-tuning their LiDAR navigation systems without the front-facing cameras for a decade here, because you can see the performance. It doesn't have a front-facing camera, and it acts like it does. And to be honest, I think that a lot of Roborocks are not necessarily needing to have front-facing cameras after looking at the performance here. And the QV35A still is able to use this navigational data to learn how to better navigate your home over time. So the more it does a certain area, if it decides or figures out that it gets constantly stuck in one place, it's going to figure it out, and it might even send you an alert about it. Taking a closer look at the unit overall, let's spin it around. This is going to be the dustbin here. And the dustbin is quite large. It's going to be 330 milliliters. So this is going to be on the larger side. A lot of the newer units are going to be coming with smaller dustbins because they're trying to squeeze in even more stuff on the unit itself. The 35A will be able to wash its mop pads here. This is going to be the tray, and these are going to be the little nubs that are going to agitate that mop pad as it circulates around this area. And inside is also going to have air drying. It's not going to be hot air drying, so it's going to take about 4 to 8 hours for your mop pads to fully dry. It's going to have auto dust emptying, pretty similar here. You just have to pop off the cover, and that's going to give you the bag. And inside the bag, as you can see, our bag is pretty full, and that's because we've been using ours regularly. It has auto tank refilling, and it will come with a detachable base here that you can remove and wash on its own. So there's going to be a catch here, and these are going to be your water tanks. Your clean water here, your dirty water, they're both going to be the same except they go on opposite sides. You're going to be having a clip that's going to keep your lid shut. And this is for the dirty water. We just cleaned chocolate milk as well as maple syrup, so that's why our water is a little dirty. and that's everything you get. And the good thing about the Roborock app is that there's no real difference between the 35A and the top of the line Sero Z70 in terms of their app experience. So on the Sero Z70, I'm getting a very similar map, and we made our rooms a little bit differently, but the overall app itself looks very similar. Then if I just go to the 35A, again, it looks very similar, and it's going to give you the updates that you're looking for. So not a huge difference in terms of the app experience between the best Roborock and the value Roborock here. The Roborock will also give you your carpet cleaning settings, so it will be able to lift the mops up, and that's going to be able to lift it about 10 millimeters. You can also decide how you want it to avoid your carpeted areas. Then you have your floor cleaning settings. That's going to let you decide your cleaning pattern. So you have smart clean along floor direction and mixed pattern cleaning. And then in order to use that, you have to define the floor type and the direction it is. You also have pet area deep cleaning. And then you have your reactive obstacle avoidance. You have the intelligently recognizes and avoids obstacles that may block its way. You can turn that off, and you can actually make it more balanced in terms of its collisions or more sensitive. So that's going to be up to you in case of how close you want it to go. And that's pretty much everything you're getting inside of here outside of the remote control. Ultimately, what's my verdict? Well, I think we have to accept a fact that the RoboVacuums are now like cell phones, where every year, because these RoboVacuums have gotten so good already, they're just getting marginally better. And the trick is that if you want to save yourself some money, you don't need to get the best and the latest and the greatest. Getting the budget line still has a lot of the same components as the flagship models. So similar to what you would get if you're getting a Samsung Galaxy Ultra phone or an iPhone, here on these RoboVacuums from Roborock, you're basically getting a lot of the Seros tech inside of the QV35A. They're just not telling you because that reactive AI, because it's trained on the same type of LiDAR, it's same type of algorithm, you're getting the same type of performance as the higher models. You're just not getting that front-facing camera. And in many cases, I find that without it, the RoboVac here, the Roborock, performs even better than its more expensive siblings. And that was the most surprising thing for me. It navigated my home very accurately. It didn't necessarily need the front-facing camera. I didn't really feel like I was missing out on it, and I'm happy with the overall performance. The biggest weaknesses are that it's not going to have the hot water washing or hot air drying, which is something I do appreciate on the premium lineups. And it's not going to be coming with that edge cleaning. So that means it's not going to have those extendable side brushes or mop pads. But again, it's not something you necessarily need, and I find because the water level can be so well controlled and it has that internal water tank, the overall performance of the Roborock as a mop is very good. If it came with DirtSense, I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference between it and the Q-Revo Masters as well as the S8s out there. But don't get me wrong, it's not going to pick up your socks. Sometimes it still might get stuck, so there's a little bit of trade-off here, but that trade-off might be worth it for all the savings. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and please hit that like and subscribe button because it really does help support our channel. We really appreciate your views, and I really appreciate you. So have a good one, y'all. I'll catch you next time. Bye, bye, bye.